Alright, let's talk about it. I want this to be a milestone video, but during this milestone, my relationship of almost 3 years ended. We'll talk about it a little bit, but I think I'll save most of it for another video. I've realized it's so difficult to provide any single objective, this is what a year on HRT looks like experience, because so much can happen to any person across the span of a year. Sure, my mood has been different, but is that because I'm taking HRT and my hormones are different? Or is it because I've felt out of place in this relationship I've been in for a while? Like, sure, I feel different, but is that the hormones, or is that because I'm sleeping on the couch now and I don't get restful sleep anymore? But this month has been difficult, and in hindsight, the last couple months in terms of HRT have been difficult because can I objectively say that changes I've been experiencing emotionally have been a result of the HRT or a result of understanding that the relationship was coming to an end? I would probably say that at this point of my transition journey, the breakup is definitely more impactful than the HRT and gender identity stuff I've been experiencing. I was the one who initiated the breakup, and as such I had a bit more time to prepare. And one of the things I had to look up before my ex and I decided that we would just continue to live together was, where could I move to? Because I don't make enough money to afford this place on my own, so I would definitely need roommates. And all of my friends already have roommates, so I would need to find strangers to live with. But as I navigated Facebook Marketplace, I realized, oh shit, everyone wants either only female roommates or only male roommates. And I feel too masculine to feel comfortable reaching out to the people who want all female roommates, but I also feel too feminine to feel safe reaching out to the people who want only all male roommates. But I do recognize that there are like masculine and feminine aspects about myself. When someone refers to me as he, I'm okay with that because I don't see the he as being, I see you as a man. I see the he as being, in this moment I'm experiencing you in like a masculine way. And same with she. I actually had a friend recently refer to me while I was in the room, and she said, oh, she. And I said, it's fine, either one works for me, I use all pronouns. And she said, yeah, I know he was using all of them at once. I did not make a mistake, actually. But like, socially, while I navigate the world and while I know I'm being perceived, I wanted so much to be able to live life without thinking about my gender. But when it comes to being perceived and to interacting with the external world, you have to sort of come to terms with the fact that people will see you a certain way, especially if they're cisnormative, especially if they're accustomed to the binary gender spectrum, which I was for such a long time and still sort of by default am. I was out with some work friends and a bunch of the girls got really drunk and were making out with each other. And I had a moment of like, and this is such a nothing problem, I had a moment of, I wish I could just like drunkenly make out with some girls, but I still feel like I'm too masculine to do that without it feeling predatory. Like pre-transition, I don't think I would have, because the consent is very muddy, but some people are just okay with making out drunk. That's the fun. That's like the haha carefree, it's girls making out. But like, I don't think I can just be a carefree girl making out with the girls. And I don't want this to be seen as like a, oh man, I wish I could, consent, God. It's more like a, I went out tonight to have fun and let loose, but now I'm thinking about the way I present and my gender identity as a result of just girls making out in front of me. And I would say people definitely treat me more non-binary now, even non-queer people. So many people at the liquor store I work at and so many of my coworkers have like either opened up or closed up. But like, especially now that I am single, I am so much more sensitive to the way that I'm perceived, because that's what I meant to, we all want to be perceived as attractive. And I had sort of a struggle of, okay, now that I'm like available, is this hot? I feel confident in myself and I know that I'm attractive and I know that I'm hot, but outside of queer communities, are people into this? Do I care about this? Should I want to care about this? Do I care about the opinions of people who might not be attracted to me simply because I'm too feminine presenting for a man, or even too masculine presenting for a woman? Like, even as those doubts started to creep in, they were assuaged pretty soon after, which is another thing. I feel like I experience a lot of pretty privilege, whether people perceive me as masculine or feminine. And I'm not saying this in a, oh, look at me, I'm so hot sort of way. I'm saying this in a, I get to navigate my transition journey much more safely and with much more affirmation than perhaps typical, which is tough because I appreciate it, but I also wish that, like, if I was ugly, that my transition would still be taken as seriously. And I know implicitly, as a human being who's been living on this world among people for 25 years, that it wouldn't be. I benefit emotionally from having a solid basis of, like, being a solid 7, that my, like, transition is beneficial and, like, feels good, and it's not something that I have to be concerned about because so many external forces are saying, hey, nice makeup, or hey, you look cute, or hey, suck my dick. Yeah, there's just a lot more external attention that I've become a lot more aware of recently now that I am single. And I haven't quite figured out how to navigate it. But I'll talk more about the breakup, and I'll talk more about, like, transitioning and breakups in a future video. But for now, this was 8 months of HRT. A bit of a weird time for me. I don't think when you're 8 months on HRT that your partner will break up with you. But if they do, this video must have been perfect.